Hi guys, and welcome back. Spring is here and we finally moved house. Spud's settling in nicely on top of all the boxes in the lounge. We're living out of boxes at the moment, so with all the building work going on, so let's go outside and see what's going on out there. The pots have been unloaded and just put anywhere for now. There's no particular order to this. The smaller ones tend to be inside the courtyard, the bigger ones on the outside, except for the olive tree, which I brought in to get an idea of the design layout of the courtyard. There is a lot of work to do. We cut back the climbers before we moved, so to give us a bit more space. Everyone's here and accounted for, except for maybe one, the big topiary ball that was in the centre of the garden. The pot had a hairline crack and I don't think it would have survived the move, so we've left that behind. We have brought some other little fellas with us, and these are the bunneras that were in the centre. They were getting too big for the centre, so we brought them with us. We'll get them potted up today. We've brought some little ferns with us that were around the font, so they'll be probably getting planted under the home oaks at the front. We've got some blooms coming out. We've got our little topiary balls that we clipped. We've got the quince that is survived and doing extremely well. I'll show you that on a later date. So let's go and look outside. Again here, everything's just been taken off the van and put against the sides in no particular order. Over here we have the gorgeous hellebores that have done extremely well since we potted them up. Behind there we've got the font, and that'll be going in the courtyard next to the olive tree. Then we have the big acer in its big pot. That'll be going round the front, probably near the front door. So we look forward to get that round there. We've got the bay trees. Not sure where they're going to go, possibly in the courtyard. We've got the twistle hazel, we've got the ferns. But these are the two pots we're going to be planting up today. We've got to get that done because the builders are on the way with their scaffolding. They're going to be putting a new roof on the house, and then the pointer's coming to knock all the old pointing off the brickwork. Then he's going to be doing all the repointing, and this could take up to around about 2 weeks. So for now, let's get these two in their pots so they can settle in ready for spring. Now on to answering a few of your questions, mostly about why we moved, what was the reasoning behind it. The reason why we've moved is we're looking to have new adventures. We're both in our 50s and it's time to start living. If we don't do it now, it won't happen. So we've been looking into getting a boat, so we can travel the 4,700 miles of navigable waterways in the UK. Canals and rivers. And as I'd like to take Chip's Green World with me on this adventure, we are looking at maybe getting a boat built for just this purpose. So that's the exciting news, and that's why we've moved to downsize slightly, so it'll be easier to get away. At first it may be for 6 months of the year. We'll see how it goes, and then it may at some point become permanent, and we'd just end up renting the house out probably to a professional couple. And that's the reason why a lot of my potted plants have now gone into the ground, like the boxes at the front and the home oaks, to save on maintenance. And obviously I will have a garden on the boat, so Chip's Green World will be on the move. We're in talks at the moment with the boat builder about design ideas, emailing back and forth, so I'll keep you all up to date with that. But for now, let's get back to the brunnera. So with this brunnera being from the ground, I'm going to do a mixture. I'm going to do half soil and half compost, mix it up, and then they should be a bit more comfortable in their pots. So while we're doing that, let's talk about a completely different subject. The potting shed. Some of you may recall I've been thinking of taking the garage down and adding a potting shed along the back. Now thinking more on it, I'm thinking maybe I could adapt the garage into a unique looking potting shed by maybe changing the roof, adding some skylights, adding a bit of cladding, insulating, raising the floor slightly, new doors on the front. So that could be a new upcoming project. Quite excited without spending too much money. So I'll keep you up to date with that one. Right, back to the job at hand. After giving that a thorough mix through, round off the bottom, as the bottom of the root ball of the brunner is rounded off, so I can then just snuggle them in. This one seems to be at the right height, but this one is slightly too low, so let's sort that out. No, still too low. Let's add a bit of compost. Third time lucky. And that's better. Right, now just to tuck them in. And while we're doing this, let's talk about some upcoming projects. So we've got the pond at the front that we're going to be doing. That's going to be a slightly raised pond, we think. Thinking of lining it with maybe slate, adding some plants, more like a reflection pool maybe. Then we're thinking of adding a bench along the bottom near the wall, adding maybe some box squares either side. Then we're thinking of edging the right hand side of the front garden, top level and bottom level, with some sort of miniature hedgerow, yet to be decided. Then we have the top level of the front garden that we've yet to design and plan. So that's going to be quite exciting. So lots of things to look forward to. And there you go, all done. I'm just going to snuggle these in under the olive tree for now, and then Gypsy Boy can give them a good watering. So now they're sorted for when the builders come. They probably will all have to move before they do come because the scaffolding will be going up. But yeah, for now we'll leave them here. We're not sure when the actual scaffolders are coming. You know what builders are like. And then right on time, there's a little Gypsy Boy to do the watering with his little festive hat on. I think he thinks it's still Christmas. Later on in the afternoon we got a call from the builder saying that the scaffolding will be getting put up over the weekend. The skip will be delivered round the back. There'll be pallets of tiles delivered round the back. So it's time to move the pots to make room to make sure that none of the pots are damaged. So let's get on with that. So there we go, all done, ready for the skip, the tiles and the roofers and the scaffolding. And a couple of days later we have a skip full of rubbish and the roofers are nearly done. I think they've got 1 day left to finish off and then they'll be on their way. And then the pointer will come, make more mess and more noise. But on a good note, we have some lovely blooms to cheer us up. The brunnerers have settled in beautifully, looking gorgeous. So pleased I got them potted up in time. So yes, the pointer will be starting next. I think he'll be here for probably a week and a half. He'll be knocking all the old pointing off and repointing the whole house. Then we'll be getting new doors and windows. This is the kind of look I'm thinking of. So we can step straight from the kitchen out onto some decking. The decking I will be doing myself, so that will probably be in another vlog. It will stretch the full width along the back of the house, be raised to the floor level of the kitchen. It will only come out maybe 1.5 meters, and then I'll move the stone steps and rebuild them at the bottom of the decking. Then we can start having some fun in the garden. And by that time the climbers should all be out, so that's something to look forward to. So let's go and have a look to see how the front's looking. We've had a bit of a drama out the front 1 or 2 times where the roofers had dropped a number of tiles on my box balls. As you can imagine, I went out and was not happy whatsoever, but hopefully they've learnt their lesson. The garden's settling in nicely. The box balls look great from this end at least. Lost a few branches from the other end due to the roofers. And the scaffolders were no better. Chucking things down from the rooftop, it was just shocking. Anyway, you can imagine me. So we've got a bit of weeding to do out here. Underplanting. Things have settled in nicely. Got a few weeds that have settled in. They have to come out. We might even get the pond in. But that's my update, folks, and I will see you all soon. Have a great week. Bye now.